it is really challenging. Like even some of the best brands that are really trying to move into the sustainability space, like take Stella McCartney for example, is still only 50% circular, where her entire teams, like your teams, are trying to, look through their entire, supply chain and work out where it is that they can actually have an environmental impact. Where should the emphasis be focused? Is like in that whole supply chain, like. Is it in the manufacturing? Is it in the consumer base? Like, where do you think the emphasis needs focusing?
Both, of course, in the supply chain to achieve more and more innovative process, bring new technologies, past technologies changing, bring these together. And second, the society, us, the consumer society, we have to understand those values. If we understand the chicness, the elegance, the well done for the big luxury brands, and we even understand the content, the iconography, or the other that you have on the fashion brands. And this is what brings us, seduce us to buy, to wear this. If we understand that the new values, the contemporary values for 21st century, are the technology, the digital technology that are doing us throw away our mind, and sustainability for the planet. So, if society understand, they will understand why my choice on consuming one product that comes from a sustainable chain and the other one, it's us, depends of us. Because the effort is coming basically only for the private companies, from the brands. Because it's innovation, it's very expensive to bring sustainable materials to a collection. It's much easier for us, designers, to work with the standards of the industry that we have now. They don't dye the color, they glow very well, it's easier to sew, and you don't have any problems. But these are the ones, we have a lot, it's innovation, it's expensive. So, as I told you before, I think would be a quite just, if society pays a little bit more for sustainable materials, because we have to promote it. Of course, when we have a scale, it will be cheaper. Companies invest on this innovation, on the research. And we, society, we have to say to the governments that they have to sign the Kyoto Protocol, the Paris Protocol now, that what means the governments, they bring incentives to the companies who are working on sustainable supply chains. So in that way, we can divide the efforts into three: the private companies, society, and governments. This is what's most important. And we have really to change our behaviors. We don't need to buy so much things as we buy in the fashion, of course. We need luxury. Luxury means well done, it means being original, and being now the contemporary for a sustainable supply chain.
So, Oscar, I think sustainable luxury is a pretty contemporary term, but you, as it mentions at the beginning of the film, have been doing this for 20 years. So, what do you think is the most important narrative to be permeating the industry at the moment?
It's a transition. We're not going to change 200 years of industrialization in a decade. So, that's why this experience, I understand your question. I began, I would say, conceptual talking with 1% sustainable in the collection. Most of the people would point and say, no, come on, you're not sustainable, it's just 1%. Or some institutions, NGOs, some media would say, no, it's clean washing, no? Greenwashing. And what I did in that moment, I could understand that 1% of anything you do, if it is transparent for the society, for the institutions, that this 1% what you're doing, the supply chain is 100% sustainable. This is the most important. For me, the vision, of course, what's fashion? Fashion, it's this layer we designed to cover our body. It's a imagetic layer. It's a cultural layer. Of course, it's a physical layer. I believe in the future. I think technology is going to bring something like us that I would imagine something, a colloidal thing under Earth that is designed, you know. You change colors, you keep, of course we're going to be there. We're going to involve it, protected by a physical layer that will come some kind of colloidal, digital colloidal, something that technology is going to bring the merge of sustainability with technology. This is what the 21st century is the digital technology that take in our minds, our generality of the human race ahead. And at the same time, we spiritually and rationality, we understand how we have to know to keep this planet alive, down on the earth. This is, it looks so different one to other, but it's opposite. We have to bring them together. This is the future.